No, now. Okay, this time I did not forget my mic off. Definitely, trust me. I'm not making that mistake again, and now I'm really double checking. Okay, let me just check the stream because I messed around with the noise a little. Yeah, no, let me mess around with the noise gate. Not the noise gate, but noise suppression. Yeah. Should be fine right now. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Testing, testing. Is my voice okay? All right. Let's see if the Oh, wow. That's loud. Okay, okay. That's way, way too loud.
This company makes
Okay, okay, okay.
chocolate in various
I think that
forms
should be
and then
better.
sells.
Let's check, let's check. Sorry, it's just that I mess around a lot with the settings in OBS. So now I don't know what works and doesn't.
This company makes chocolate in various
That should be
forms and
fine.
then sells it to companies which make.
Yeah. Okay, okay, okay. Now, we are actually starting the stream. So, welcome, dears. We are going to watch Huggbees today. Somebody recommended me and told me that I should watch this because these are really, really funny. I already watched the intro like 3 times. No, maybe 7 times. That's a very nice start. But either way, let's see what this series is about.
This company makes chocolate in various forms and then sells it to companies which manufacture it for retail sale. It also
Yeah, no,
supplies
never mind, I
chocolate
can't hear
components
it.
such as cocoa powder and cocoa butter.
If I let it loud enough for me to hear it, it's going to be too loud for the stream, I think. Uh, this should be good enough. Yeah, I think this is good both for me and for the stream.
This company makes chocolate in various forms and then sells it to companies which manufacture it for retail sale. It also supplies chocolate components such as cocoa powder and cocoa butter. First, an innocent cocoa bean bag is made out as an example to the employees who don't meet their daily quota. Its succulent beans spill into a collection tray. A conveyor belt moves them to a cleaning system, which is a cage filled with starving refugees who lick the beans clean of any dirt and debris. Next stop is a micronizer, which heats the cocoa beans and spins them at a constant rotation, separating them from their families.
what, what do you mean separated from their families? Okay. This already sounds a bit unhinged, but I'm down for it. Okay.
Then they enter a shell-removing machine called a winnower. Inside, the beans are read various bedtime stories, which trick them into thinking it's nighttime, causing them to remove their shells.
What? Okay, yes. At night, coffee beans remove their shells, in case you did not know. It's a very lesser known fact, but I think a lot of people drink coffee every day and don't know enough about their coffee. They should be more involved in coffee's life, and learn about it since they spend so much time about it.
Then, a vacuum is applied to the beans, resulting in the two most popular forms of chocolate: hard chocolate and not so hard chocolate.
Yeah. Those are the only
Here
chocolate
you can
types.
see the employees' dedication to work through their bathroom breaks. This solution is later added to the final product for flavor.
What? What?
An employee then activates a grinding machine, wherein the constant heat and pressure create a chocolate soup mixture, referred to in the industry as chocolate soup mixture.
No, yeah, that 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 checks out. That I think that's its name. Best kind of chocolate soup mixture, if you ask me. But honestly, I prefer chocolate soup mixture. Yeah.
The factory extracts some of the cocoa butter from the mixture and immediately pours it in the sewer in a bid of environmental conservation. By this time, the beast has been awoken and must be fought back by employees with various instruments. Doing this allows the chocolate to pass through mixers and refiners to give it a softer texture, and also prevents the beast from ushering in 1,000 years of darkness.
So this creature no, makes sense. It's dark, so it brings darkness, yeah. If you're not careful, you're going to be doomed forever. So you have to fight the chocolate monster very thoroughly. Thoroughly? Yeah.
Now, the chocolate is in a very delicate state, to which even the smallest disturbance can ruin the batch. The employees are very careful to— What are you doing, Peter?
Peter!
At this stage, potting soil is ground into the chocolate for about 6 years, allowing
6
the
years?
chocolate to return to a liquid state.
But wait, but
Then, the chocolate goes into this big fucking machine and,
you mean? Okay, I did not expect cussing from the first video, but wait, again?
Then, the chocolate goes into this big fucking machine and, I don't know what this thing does, to be honest, but by this point, the chocolate is now chocolate chips, I guess.
Yeah, that's all you need to know about this device. Now the chocolate is small chocolate. This is so stupid. I'm like 3 minutes into the video and already this guy is a menace.
The chocolate chips are then jostled ever so slightly to prevent them from falling asleep. creating their rich and stressed out flavor.
Earlier in the video, they were like, okay, so we have to soothe the chocolate. We have to make it think that it's time to sleep so it can take its shell off. And now, don't you dare go to sleep, chocolate! Okay.
The chocolate chips are cooled until about 50 o'clock.
50 o'clock? What?
The chocolate chips are then given a brief experience of typical Californian traffic.
I've never been to California, and yet somehow I know exactly what he's talking about. So carry on.
Finally, the chocolate chips are again jostled, this time just to piss them off. The deck, the part of the skateboard you stand on, is made up of several thin sheets of wood called splagoos. Inexpensive boards use other materials to substitute for wood, such as compressed talcum powder and spray-painted cardboard. These high-end boards use sheets from a now extinct type of wood found only in parts of northern Ukraine. The
Is this
sheets
real?
are put through industrial rollers to make sure there is no leftover wood juice left in them. This could make the skater sick if they choose to drink it.
What do you mean drink it? Drink the wood? How do you drink wood? Why would you drink wood juice? Why would you drink your skateboard? You know what? Knowing this world, this is actually normal.
Workers stack 35 of these sheets together and place them in a hydraulic press lock to prevent would-be thieving employees from stealing the wood and selling it on the black market. The press...
I expected everything but that. Yeah, that's the reason they put the wood in that machine. That's exactly why.
applies 44 tons of pressure, causing the sheets to reach peak arousal, as evidenced
No! No! Just... Why? No. Well, I guess for some people that kind of pressure would... Nope! Bad mix. Bad.
by the substance coming out of the sides. The sheets are now removed as a solid block. Speed holes are drilled into the sides of it to help with wind resistance, making the boards travel faster.
Aren't those for the bolts? For the wheels?
Now it's time to prepare the skateboards for consumption. A template is placed on top to aid with cutting, as the excess wood is sawed away from the decks. This excess wood provides sustenance for the employees.
Sustenance? How? What What? I thought earlier they were like, oh, they better not steal the sheet of wood. But also, hey, this wood gives them sustenance. What's happening?
The decks are aerated to prevent spoilage, and then are given a practice run by an employee. What the hell kind of skateboarding is that?
That's I thought he was just gonna say, oh yeah, they're taking away the excess wood, but this is much better commentary.
The skateboards are then massaged by a licensed masseuse. A tense and tight board tends to crack easier than a relaxed one.
What? Guys, remember to massage your skateboards regularly to make sure that they don't break under the pressure, okay? You don't want them tense. Remember to make your skateboard relax every now and then, okay?
Then, an employee uses the board to practice his hootenanny dancing for an upcoming cattle rustling event. For the
What?
skateboard, this is extremely painful. This section of how it's made is brought to you by our
Actually, it makes sense, yeah. If they can feel the arousal, they can feel the pain too. And the of course the stress and the need for a massage. Yeah. Yeah, that checks out. Remember guys, skateboards are sentient. Yeah.
sponsor, Dyson Vacuums. We were told if we wanted our sponsorship money, we had to find a use for this stupid fucking brush wheel thing. 95% of profits of skateboards actually come from their hidden involvement in the drug trade. Here,
What?
boards are laced with PCP before going to distribution.
Now everything makes sense. I mean what?
Each year, nearly 17% of employees involved in this process end up missing.
Excuse me?
Next, mint coating is added to the board for taste.
For taste. So people they are drinking the wood juice from their skateboard, but they also eat them. Of course. But you don't want the people to drink their skateboards, but you want them to eat it. That's why you add flavor, okay?
The final step of the process is applying decoration. Of course, the most common decorations come from pop culture, such as this recognizable character, Really Angry Bird Thing.
Yeah, that's the most recognizable character I've ever seen. A very angry bird screaming. Amazing. I want that. Guys, please mail me one of those because oh wow, I really love this character. Bacon? Okay.
Bacon is now processed and even pre-cooked in factories. It all starts with a load of skinned dog carcasses. Most factories elect to use dogs because it's cheaper than pork, and customers can rarely taste the difference.
Is it cheaper? Why am I even asking that? But what? What do you mean dog? Well, then the factory is probably somewhere in Asia. Oh, I mean, it's all a joke, guys. Don't take it seriously.
The meat is placed skin side down on a conveyor belt to ensure the employees judge it only by the content of its character. The conveyor takes the meat to a cheese rolling machine, which pelts it with slices of Kraft singles. This process is rough on the meat, so it's not uncommon for some afterbirth to be evacuated by the product. This afterbirth travels down a separate conveyor belt, where it will then be used in cosmetics. Meanwhile, the meat pieces are bathed in salt water and are sent to employees to begin the brining process, giving the bacon its signature fishy taste. You thought I was kidding about the brining, didn't you? Well, the next actual step is brining. Then, the brine solution is mixed with red food coloring to give the bacon its signature red taste.
What do you mean red taste? What do you mean bacon? So bacon tastes like red. I understand now. And it's all thanks to the red. You know what? This series is very informative. I like it.
The meat now passes under... Wow, I don't know what this is, but that just looks nasty.
Yeah, no, I agree here. What is going on? That looks nasty. There's no way that's what bacon looks like before it gets to my shelf. And the shocking part is I'll probably still eat it.
I'm sorry, but we are required by law to show you this. Then, a local sweatshop worker earns his $2 an hour salary by putting hooks into the meat and then hanging them on a rack. Then, it's into the drench cabinet for a bath in what remains of the employees who rally for better working conditions.
There is so much to unpack here. First of all, did you just say
Hanging
cold
them
rack?
on a rack. Then it's into the drench cabinet for
The
a bath
drench
in what
cabinet.
remains of the employees who rally for better working conditions.
Well, it looks like there is no better working conditions. This is the better working condition. You are now part of the bacon. Congratulations. You will be loved forever because everybody loves bacon.
The meat is then transferred to the show floor, where customers can choose which bacon slab they want to wear for this coming fall season.
Wow, this is an amazing display of clothing. I hope they have my size if they still have some of it available. Or do I have to be a worker there?
The meat is sealed away in case any of it is still screaming. Now it's into a storage locker for the next 10 to 100 years. This aging process firms up the meat and helps unlock its hidden flavors.
I don't think bacon stays stored that long. How do we have so many if that's the case? It's the magic of bacon. It actually time travels. I knew it.
Then the bacon is shown the might of the German army by being run over by a Panzerkampfwagen 4 medium tank. The factory crew often relieves stress by playing a game of Jenga with the slabs of meat. This
What?
game is a particularly close one, so they're wrapping it up for later.
So they only get to play during breaks? That's so sad. Let them play some bacon Jenga alone. Leave them alone, okay? Whoa.
As you can see, the crew really loves Jenga.
Yeah, they have multiple games left for later. Why can't they just finish them already? Damn.
Workers then load the meat into chutes. Just off camera, two very strong men jostle these chutes back and forth with all their might. They do this because meat is a good source of protein. The meat hates this and
No comment here. I paused to comment, but I can't comment because what do I even add to this? You know what? I would probably hate that too. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah.
falls apart under the stress into the strips we've come to know and love.
You know what? Don't we all fall apart under the stress? Bacon is loved naturally by everyone when it falls apart like this. Why can't I have someone who loves me when I fall apart? Oh, it's
Today,
finished. Okay.
most commercially made paper is made from wood pulp, treated with chemicals, and mechanically processed. Making paper by hand is a craft that involves techniques and materials that go back over 2,000 years in China. These techniques have evolved over time, but the main ingredient remains the same: exploitation.
I knew that it was a little bit too normal for way too long. It passed like 20 seconds without saying something too unhinged, and then it does say something unhinged. I'm starting to understand this series.
Handmade paper is a distinctive choice for a variety of uses, such as this document declaring paper to be obsolete in the digital age. The process begins with used bed sheets, which are recycled by being cut into individual strips. The sheets are often left unwashed to preserve a rustic feel in the product. Workers place the strips on a conveyor, which leads them to a machine that haphazardly chops them up however it feels like, sometimes not even cutting them at all.
Then why is that machine even there? You know what? You know how you have that one employee who just does pretty much the bare minimum or just nothing all day, but they still get paid because you kind of need someone on the team?
It collects in a garbage can ready for the next step called squeezing it gently.
Squeezing it gently. Yeah, that's a very important part of the
Workers empty
process.
out the trash into a tub called a hollander, which is filled with water.
Okay.
This machine grinds the material into a paste, using a large roll weighing several tons.
This is too
By
normal.
this point, workers are unable to stop the roller's crushing force, and have to jam the machinery by frantically throwing as much trash into the hollander as they can. If the machinery still refuses to halt, an intern is brought in to manually assist with the process, since none of them have proper health insurance.
I was gonna ask, because I knew it was about being an intern, that's gonna make this even funnier. And yeah, because health insurance, being an intern. When you think that it's going to be bad, just send an intern. They take all the blows and your company is gonna be fine, mostly. Yeah.
Sometimes, this practice is leaked to local news outlets, so the interns are also in charge of destroying any paper trails leading to the incident.
And there it is.
A moderate amount of rum is added to the mixture, turning
What?
it into pulp, and to make sure the paper is too inebriated to say anything incriminating.
That's the point of throwing it in the water in the first place. You have to get rid of the evidence. Of course, you have to get paper just drunk enough that they can't say anything. They can't remember anything. No witnesses.
The resulting pulp is sexually assaulted and then sampled for consistency.
What?
Next, tiny scraps of paper are added to the pulp to remind the pulp what it's supposed to eventually become. Whatever of this paste isn't used in paper production will be sent to NASA to use as astronaut food.
It looks exactly like astronaut food, so this actually makes a lot of sense. No! Imagine eating something like this. Actually, I used to eat paper when I was little. What?
Is it just me, or does anyone else want to eat this stuff?
No way! I'm done.
It looks oddly delicious.
It does, doesn't it? Thank you. Someone agrees with me. See?
By this point, the paper is wet, cold, tired, and cranky, so it is rolled onto a hot towel.
Yeah, that usually makes people a bit more better. You have to get a warm towel and a good nap after all of this.
The paper is then hidden from the health inspector. This pulp here also helps in the production of babies.
No, that's not what that thing is. Stop. Can I still eat it?
This process
Am I the only one who has a problem with them spilling all that water on the ground as they lift up all the liquid paper? Look at all of that getting on the ground. What?
This process is repeated roughly 10,000 times for consistency, and then the paper is put into a hydraulic press.
Oh yeah, like the one with the skateboards. It looks like this paper is also aroused.
Here, the paper is interrogated about government conspiracies. The pressure of all its well-guarded secrets possibly being exposed cause it to sweat out its excess moisture. Paper are all notorious liars.
No, 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 that's not sweat, buddy. Trust me, I learned from the skateboard episode.
The paper is then retrieved by a big dumb nerd who drapes them over a row
No, it looks normal, come on.
of circular rocks, proving the paper's dominance. The factory is careful to never introduce any scissors into this environment.
Deci nu o să vă vină să credeți ce face Milan și mie nu-mi vine să cred cât de mult îi place. Eu sunt foarte sceptic.
Hot dogs are an all-American fare, but most likely it was German sausage makers who first came up with the idea. In fact, there are reports of German immigrants selling them in pushcarts in New York's Bowery as far back as the 1860s. A century and a half later, hot dogs are still the #1 treat on the street. Each individual hot dog is made from a mix of pork, beef, and 2,040 chickens.
That is a very specific amount of chickens. Why is it exactly 2040? You know what this reminds me of? That one game that's like 40, 80, 20, 40. Like you just put numbers together and they keep doubling again and again. And people think it's actually a fun game.
The cuts of meat they start with are called trimmings and come from animals that are too sick to be housed in typical meat production plants. The trimmings are pushed through grated metal plates, simultaneously grinding the meat and producing strings for high-quality mops.
So far it looks normal.
Other regurgitated foods are collected and added to the ground meat, followed by food starch, salt, and mustard scooped up from the factory floor.
What?
Salt and mustard
Oh, because it's ground mustard. Okay, I get it. It's mustard off the ground.
scooped up from the factory floor.
But why must it be that one? Can you get some other mustard? Are you really that much of a cheapsteak?
Ground up pieces of Mars rock are also added to the mixture to give the hot dogs a flavor that's out of this world.
That explains why hot dogs are so delicious. They are made from Mars. They're literally out of this world. Amazing. Every time I will eat a hot dog now, I will remember that I am eating a piece of this universe. Fantastic.
Water is added to the mix, which is then rolled to prevent it from hardening into concrete.
Concrete? What did you put inside it that can turn it into
Then
concrete?
corn syrup is also added, because all food products in America are legally required to be at least 10% sugar.
Hey, anyone from America who can confirm this? You know what? Actually, no, it's probably true. I'm sure a lot of people probably, yeah, can agree.
The addition of yet even more water helps dilute the product into a flavorless paste, which is regrettably pureed into a fine emulsion.
If it's flavorless, does that mean it loses the taste of Mars? Because that's just disappointing.
Long rolls of plastic wrap are loaded into the stuffing machine. It pumps the meat in, twisting it every 5¼ inches, which is exactly what Paula here wishes her husband would do more of in the bedroom.
I agree with her. But, sometimes, it depends, Sometimes personality matters way more than those inches. No? Just me? Okay.
It takes just 35 seconds to make a chain of a whopping 10 hot dogs. Then, these hot dog chains are linked together and loaded into another machine, ordering them by color.
By color?
The hot dogs are drenched in pig sweat to enhance their flavor, and then they're taken into an oven with several cooking zones.
Okay. Looks normal. Hey, that one is hanging a bit too low. Is that one on the ground? This one is hanging too low, buddy.
Hot out of the oven, the hot dogs
Pick
are
up that
drenched
one.
in chilled pig sweat,
hanging too
this
low.
time to cool them down for packaging.
What? This is
The
not
black stripes on
consistent.
the hot dogs disappear for no reason, and a small child in disguise as a factory worker plays with his food. The hot dogs are positioned for packaging, and no matter how humanely or efficiently this process is done, vegans will still complain about it.
Okay, but vegans complain about everything. What? I'm not wrong.
We don't know exactly when popcorn first exploded onto the snack scene, but it was likely thousands of years ago. Popcorn grains dating back nearly 5,600 years have been discovered in New Mexico. And down through the ages, this unique grain just keeps popping up. Nothing says typical American family like a single man eating some popcorn with orange juice sitting way too close to his television. This snack food is marked up nearly 1,200
Wait,
close to
actually, yeah, why is he sitting like 2 feet away from the TV? Not even 2 feet. Move your chair back. If you can't see, just get some glasses. Dude, you're gonna destroy your eyes. I say that as I sit like 30 centimeters away from my laptop screen.
his television. This snack food is marked up nearly 1,200% at your local movie theater because it's imported from nearby farmlands. Popcorn is one of 6 types of corn and one of 11 types of pop. Popcorn plants are bred to enhance color, taste, and how easily they get stuck in your gums.
Dude, I have this problem all the time. It's like one of the only downside to popcorn is that it gets stuck between my teeth. I hate it so much. Yeah, no.
Dehusking the corn typically yields 7 corn cobs and 1 large popcorn bucket per harvest. Here we can see the 3 stages popcorn bucket
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh yeah, it is 7. Carry on.
per harvest. Here we can see the 3 stages of popcorn: determined, relaxed, and soft popcorn. These giant silos have nothing to do with popcorn. Please close your eyes until they are no longer visible.
Oh shit, sorry, my bad. When do I get to open my eyes? Hello? Am I alone here?
In the factory, a series of oscillating screens sift out broken glass accidentally left in the popcorn during harvest. No need to worry, the machines have a 98% accuracy ratio.
What do you mean glass in the... What do you mean just 98? Help. Actually, it's about as effective as condoms, so yeah, carry on.
Sometimes the popcorn will harden into rocks as a defense mechanism. These rocks are later discarded or used in animal feed. At this junction, the system funnels American popcorn in one direction and Canadian popcorn in another. As you can see, Canadian popcorn is just the worst thing ever. The popcorn is watched over by Bill and then moved to the gravity table, causing the popcorn to levitate. This isn't a joke. They seriously sort the popcorn by levitating it, and that's really cool. In this process, half of the kernels are immediately discarded for no reason, because no one wants to eat an unlucky bowl of popcorn. The popcorn is reassured to let everything go before it goes to a final screening.
You know what I always think about these documentaries about how it's made? Like, I'm not talking just about this series, but also normally when you see a documentary about how a product is done, you always see people gently touching the product, holding it, or smelling it. I don't think they do that every day at the factory, it's just for the cameras. The rest of it, they just abuse the product.
Bill is always watching.
I can see he is.
As the popcorn is divided politically. The next time you need a delicious snack to liven up your parties, consider a bowl of uncooked popcorn, you disgusting animal.
I don't think I will.
The origins of tequila can be traced back many centuries. Mexico's Aztecs fermented the juice of the agave plant to produce a low-alcohol drink called pulque. When the Spanish conquistadors arrived, they added distillation to the process for a much stronger drink, and tequila was born. Tequila is to Mexico as corruption is to China. Tequila is only made in this part of the world, near ancient Spanish castles, such as this one. For centuries, workers called grandes borrachos have harvested the agave plant for tequila. Even today, it's harvested entirely by hand because Mexico has yet to enter the industrial age.
Hey.
Workers chop away the greenery on the agave plant, leaving only the core referred to as el culo. The core referred to as el culo. The blades used in this process are honed to a razor-sharp edge, which comes in handy as the workers haphazardly slam them into the plants like pissed-off orangutans. Agave is a very reflective plant and serves a dual purpose in telescope making. Here, a worker demonstrates this in the field as he spies for nearby pirate crews that may try to steal the tequila.
I don't think that's what they were doing. I think they were just testing the quality of the... Well, never mind.
A local band of cowboys, fresh from their campaign of pirate slaughter, then cut the agave into quarters for cooking. The chopped agave is transferred to a brick oven where it's cooked for 79 hours, and half of the batch is then sold off to Bridgestone as off-road tires.
Oh my days, they actually do look like tires. I don't even need to squint. They look like tires. That explains a lot. No.
The baked agave fiber is completely fucking destroyed, and
there it is.
then the leftover refuse is built into a summoning circle to honor an ancient Aztecian curse. In this circle, a giant stone wheel called Tu Madre Gorda crushes the agave refuse to extract its nectar. I would tell you what this area is for, but I don't speak Spanish.
What do you mean you don't speak Spanish? You just saw the...
I would tell you what...
No, yeah, actually... I... Sorry. I don't think I understand that. The chat, what does this mean? Because I have no freaking idea.
This area is for, but I don't speak Spanish. I mean, this whole script is in Spanish. I've just been making this up as I go along. Oh, God, what the hell is happening? Why is he smelling that? I don't think that...
What was I saying? In all of these documentaries, there's always someone either touching or smelling the product. Why?
guy even works here. Okay, come on, now you're just teasing me.
That clearly says... Come on.
Okay, I'm gonna take a wild guess and assume that this room is for distillation. So the alcohol is boiled off so the
maybe.
vapor can be condensed into a more potent liquid. God, I hope that's right. An employee slips some government-mandated anthrax into the batch.
Sorry, what?
The tequila is now ready to drink, so it's over to the bottling line. For a drink with a bit more complexity, the tequila is aged in oak casks and then inspected by a 1970s time traveler.
It does look like he comes from
The
1970s.
stress of his job, combined with the fact that he missed seeing his son grow up, takes a very heavy toll.
And that's why he's drinking. Yeah.
Hens don't have to mate to lay eggs. As long as there's no rooster in the vicinity, the eggs will remain unfertilized and edible.
YouTube's copyright detection is an absolute joke. Please enjoy the video in the corner of the screen. This high resolution format is how I am forced to show this video to you to get around faulty and exploitable copyright detection system. Ah, okay, so this video is copyrighted. I hope I won't have any problems with it if that's the case. Okay, what was he saying?
Hens don't have to mate to lay eggs. As long as there's no rooster in the vicinity, the eggs will remain unfertilized and edible.
You can eat fertilized eggs as well. It's not an issue, but if you don't have a rooster, there's no way the eggs are going to produce a chick. Yeah. Other than that, the chickens can lay eggs as much as they want, with or without a rooster. So yeah.
The color of the shell is determined by the breed of hen, but there's no pecking order when it comes to shell color. White or brown, all eggs are the same inside.
That's very true, actually. Most eggs have pretty much the same nutritional contents. How do I know so much about eggs? The shell size, shell color usually doesn't matter, but if you find an exquisitely big egg, there is a chance it's going to have double yolk. Double yolk, or I've seen some cases where it's like triple. I think that's... I'm not gonna say amazing, but I think that's pretty cool.
The action begins in the hen prison, where chickens begin laying eggs when they're 19 days old. The building is well insulated, ensuring the temperature hovers around a comfortable 120 degrees.
What? I don't think that's the right temperature, my guy.
To stimulate laying, fluorescent lighting simulates 23 hours of daylight. Hens that can't lay enough eggs within this period are ground into food mulch and then fed to the other chickens to promote cost efficiency. The
Aw,
hens
sweet
drink
babies.
Gatorade from tubes attached to their cages, providing them with the electrolytes they need to power through the day. The eggs laid by the chickens slide onto a conveyor belt, which takes them to a conveyor belt. Which takes them to a conveyor belt.
Wow, this place has a lot of conveyor belts.
Which takes them to a conveyor belt.
Okay.
Some eggs are covered with hen droppings upon retrieval. These eggs are separated and then shipped to markets to be sold as organic.
That's why would they get separated? You can just wash the eggs. It's literally not any different from an egg that's not covered in droppings. It's just that you need to wash it, really? Man. What about like I was saying, like egg droppings? Wow, that was a brain fart and a half. Okay. So yeah, the majority of eggs usually just come out dirty. It's like not it's not a secret or anything. If it's dirty, just freaking wash your eggs.
Eggs are separated
I
and
don't
then
know what they're
shipped to
doing
markets
here.
to be sold as organic. The
They're
eggs are
all
placed into
organic.
plastic holders and shipped to a grading center, which will judge the eggs by quality. The best grade A eggs end up in supermarket shelves. The rest are brought to the local recycling center, where they are mashed together into high-quality motor oil.
Shit, no wonder the quality of oil has been dropping lately. And the prices have been rising at the same time.
This factory is high-tech and high-speed, able to process up to 1,000 eggs per year. First, a suction machine transfers the eggs out of their holders and slightly nauseates anyone who looks at it for too long.
Okay. This is actually one of those really cool, satisfying videos.
Once
if I'm being
transferred, a
honest.
special incubation machine stimulates the embryo inside the egg, causing it to spring to life and writhe within its exo-womb.
Hey, you didn't
Causing
remove
it to
that
spring
one
to
egg with
life and
droppings.
writhe within its
Oh no. Also, what embryo? If there is no rooster, how do they...
exo-womb. Shortly after, the eggs are superheated to near molten temperatures, which liquefies the life inside, producing the egg's signature
There
runny
is no
texture.
life.
During the entire process, the NSA surveils the eggs, in case any of them try to reform ISIS after hatching.
There is no hatching. There is no embryo. What?
Finally, the eggs are placed into cartons and sold as decorations to be painted around Easter time, since eggs serve absolutely no other purpose.
Yeah, there is no other purpose to eggs, guys. It's literally just decoration. You don't eat them, you just paint them because they look pretty around Easter time. Other than that, you can just leave them to rot in the shelves.
Anul ăsta canicula nu te costă în plus. Cu Eoncul electric profiți de 350 de ore.
The rubber band was invented in England in the middle of the 19th century. The key to its success, of course, is flexibility. A rubber band can be stretched around items of various shapes and sizes to hold them together. So in the rubber band industry, the possibilities for expansion are numerous. Rubber bands come in handy for a whole bunch of things, whether it's acting as a binding, a snack food, or a weapon. Production of
A,
rubber
a,
band,
a what?
whether it's acting as a binding, a snack food, or a weapon. Production
Did you just say a snack food? Yeah, that's my concern, okay?
of rubber bands starts with natural rubber, made
Now I remember when I was young, I ate a rubber band, like when I was really young and stupid, because it was yellow and I was thinking it's made of egg. I was not the brightest child.
from the sap of rubber trees. Natural rubber has more elasticity than the synthetic kind, which doesn't matter because synthetic rubber is cheaper, so it will always be used in production. A worker pours rubber processing oil into a kneader machine because it's so damn needy. He adds mustard and sugar for taste, while Kyle in the background looks for his lost surfboard. He forgets to unwrap the rubber's packaging as he feeds several pounds of it into the kneader machine. The rubber is, of course, naturally elastic and bounces around like an unruly 7-year-old. This
That's what I was wondering, like, why don't they remove the package? Like, is it made from the same material? Does it not matter if it's ground up into its consistency? I guess not.
bounces around like an unruly 7-year-old. This process generates heat, which both softens the rubber and explains why there was a random shirtless man in the previous shot.
What? Where?
This process generates heat, which both softens the rubber and explains why there was a random shirtless man in the previous shot. The kneader spits out giant dough chunks. The rubber is now depressing to look at, so it's thrown into a smoothing machine until it transforms into a much more optimistic shape. This
I'm sorry, but that just looks like cow droppings. That looks so nasty. But it will be beautiful in the end, just like hot dogs.
process is purely done to reduce suicide rates among rubber factory workers.
What?
Then, the rubber is rolled into big twisty tubes, entirely undoing the previous rolling processes. This
I would eat that.
may seem
That looks
bizarre,
like caramel.
but rubber is actually manufactured in reverse, as demonstrated here, with the rubber being retrofitted back into the previously mentioned rubber trees.
Bruh. I thought you were saying we're not using rubber trees.
Next, these aluminum poles have arrived from a nearby factory and require a rubber coating before being sent out to distribution. This is because the poles are smart and know when it comes to the market to always wrap it before they tap it.
No, this is very true. Guys, remember, do exactly that. Stay safe, okay?
As for the white powder, don't ask.
What do you mean, don't ask?
The tubes are loaded into a torpedo bay both for overnight curing and to protect the factory in case of thieves. Workers peel the rubber off the poles and then give them a milk bath to infuse them with calcium. Without calcium, the rubber would be too brittle for daily use, since calcium helps build strong bones.
So rubber needs strong bones because you need to use them every day. Remember to not stretch your rubber too much or you will break its bones, okay? Yeah. Now everything makes sense.
The tubes are fed into a cutting machine and... oh, looks like one of those aluminum poles from earlier had a pretty good night.
Of course. I mean, they wrapped it. Who would say no to that? Well, unless you're actively trying to have a child, then I understand.
With this system, the factory can produce 500,000 rubber bands per hour, and yet
Whoa.
still somehow can't manage to bring my wife back to me.
How is that even related? That looks like pasta. That just looks like mountains and mountains of cooked spaghetti without sauce. I would eat that.
After inspection, all that's left is the credits, which signify the end of the episode, and are my cue to stop talking. Porcelain is often called China after the country that invented it more than 1,200 years ago.
Oh, really? Wait, did China invent porcelain? Now I'm curious. Did it?
It looks delicate, but is actually the hardest type of ceramic material. It's even used in electrical insulators because it withstands very high heat. But most people think of China as decorative. China as we know it today was invented in 1949 when Communist revolutionary leader Mao Zedong officially declared its creation following the Chinese Civil War, as seen in this sketch. China's government today follows a mold and plaster model. Any new laws are created on a negative made of plaster to test their shape and effectiveness in government policy. The three current rulers of China are legendary Shaolin warriors, Feldspith, Kalen, and Quartz. China's government today follows a mold and plaster model. Any new laws are created on a negative made of plaster to test their shape and effectiveness in government policy. The three current rulers of China are legendary Shaolin warriors, Feldspith, Kalen, and Quartz.
I don't think that's what they are. No, I'm sorry, my dear leaders. Hello, good day. Hello. No.
A piece of their soul is imbued in each bit of Chinese manufacturing.
That explains why it's so powerful.
The national sport of China is called filling the oddly shaped bucket.
But
Here we see the trophy for first prize, hidden inside the lucky winner's bucket.
that's pretty.
Toilets in China are very, very tiny, because 95% of Chinese people don't have an anus. The 5% who do are known as butt boys.
I'm learning something new every day. Wow. It's so interesting to learn about other countries and its people. It's an amazing lesson for me today.
In an emergency, these tiny toilets can often double as public drinking fountains.
What do you mean double?
After viewing this footage, please remind me to teach you about sexual education in China.
What?
In China, time is measured via a hole punch system. Right now, it's about 12 o'clock.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh yeah, it is 12 o'clock. Fantastic. I just realized that's
Okay, well,
just where the water is going to flow through. I'm an idiot.
Thanks a lot, Sunyi. Now we'll never know what fucking time it is. Technology in China has advanced far enough to create living robots. Here you can see them bleed, sweat, and die.
Die.
If you feel bad for the robot who was just killed and had his face fashioned into a dinner plate, don't. He was a racist.
That validates all the types of torture that have just been used upon it.
Homes in China are uncomfortably cramped, containing nearly 30 pieces of decorative ceramics per citizen.
I think a bit more, just a tiny bit. In the case of my grandmother, it's about 120 pieces per person, but just for her generation.
Here we see a Chinese citizen moving to a new, more open concept home. Waterboarding never went out of style in China, but even more popular is witchcraft. This woman is casting a spell for more ceramic pots.
It does look. It actually looks like she's making a spell. Look at that. Did she create more pots? Ooh, it actually looks like magic.
The homes of the wealthy aren't all that much more impressive than the common folk. The only difference being that their decorative ceramics are shinier.
Oh wow, what a difference.
As seen here, the internet in China is very rudimentary and only used for text communication. And now, as an added bonus, please enjoy China's oldest magic trick.
Okay.
The solid rubber tire is designed for off-road conditions such as construction sites, landfills, and warehouses. These areas are full of hazards that would flatten ordinary air-filled tires. But solid tires don't go flat, they just keep on turning. And that's a good thing on any job site. Solid rubber tires come in a variety of flavors and are ideal for heavy work due to their complex.
Oh yeah, look, this is white chocolate. No, this is
Come in a
this is
variety of
normal
flavors
chocolate.
and are
And
ideal
this is
for
white
heavy.
chocolate tire. They look absolutely delicious. I will eat the tire.
Work due to their complex manufacturing process. It all starts with two-dimensional rubber, which is fed into a 3D printer, which converts it into three-dimensional rubber.
I feel like the rubber was already three-dimensional, but okay.
The 3D rubber is melded into the beast from the chocolate episode, and then
No way, they're making references to old episodes now. I like it. Oh, the beast is back. Run!
rolled into a mass known as the polished turd.
Why does it look like that?
Next, a local serial killer extracts the premium flesh from the rolled rubber, spinning it onto a steel base.
Well, he would know best how to do that.
Slices of rubber are taken off to be taste tested by the employees.
Taste? What's that? Licorice? It looked like licorice. I knew it. Other people are eating the tires as well.
The newly solid tire is broken in by being used as a piñata and then moved to the next stage. The tire is put into a mold, covered to prevent heat loss, and placed with many other tires onto a conveyor belt oven at about 350 degrees for 1 hour.
That looks like cake.
Exiting the oven, the tires are shown to neighboring factories to display how well the business is doing, and then they're removed from their molds by hand.
It still looks like cake.
This tire is dead.
Following all this silence. 10 out of 10 commentary. I thank you, Huggbees.
The remaining tires are then coated in liquid rubber, which both helps seal in any remaining cracks and looks like straight up dookie.
It still looks like cake! Am I the only one seeing this?
Workers
It looks
spread
like
the
they're
liquid
putting
rubber
icing.
and then comb it to give the tires fashionable hairdos, just in time for the school dance. This tire tried to fight for equal rights and must be euthanized.
Now there's like thing it up like cake.
By now, so much of the processed rubber for the tire production has been wasted on trivial bullshit that this is all that remains. The small amount of rubber is poured into a wooden casing shaped like the finished product to prevent employees from wasting even more of the precious material. The wooden casing is then fashioned into a boat paddle, because no one ever thinks to look for treasure inside a boat paddle.
How did we get to boat paddles? What's happening in this episode?
The shop owner then fashions himself a second decoy boat paddle, in case someone, for some reason, thinks of looking for treasure inside a boat paddle.
This is still an episode for solid tires. What's happening?
In Canadian, this logo means decoy, furthering the ruse. Finally, after a long aging process, the casing is broken open, revealing the finished tire.
Why is there a random globe?
Honey
What?
is Winnie the Pooh's favorite treat. It's sweet and sticky, and it's produced by an industrious insect whose miniature society is one of the most sophisticated in the animal kingdom. It all begins in a field where worker bees suck nectar from flower blossoms such as rhododendron. They store it in their testicles, then return it to their hive where they ejaculate it for the other honeybees to chew on it. This breaks down the nectar's complex sugars into two simple sugars, glucose and Splenda. The bees then vomit the chewed substance into cells of their wax honeycomb because they realize what they've been chewing on.
That's not why. Carry on.
Over time, this honey is meticulously crafted into a tremendous work of architectural and chemical ingenuity, which means it's the perfect opportunity for the beekeeper to step in and ruin everything. Bees will sting if taken by surprise, so most beekeepers spray the colony with marijuana smoke to calm them down. Inside the hive are wooden frames. Normally they're coated with honey, but this one unfortunately has been infested with bees.
I think
The
bees
only
are supposed
rule
to
of
be
being
there.
a beekeeper is to not directly touch the bees. Don't worry folks, this man is actually a fireman, not a
Oh.
beekeeper.
Okay, he's fine.
The honeycomb slats are removed from the hive and brought to the factory, where any straggling bees are liquefied thanks to a giant pulsating blade.
Poor bees.
The honey is squeegeed for clarity, and then put into a machine called a honey extractor.
Just a moment.
Honey doesn't taste good unless it's spun around a lot. It's true. We don't know why it's true, but it is. So please don't write into us asking why it's true.
Remember to spin your honey, guys. I did not know that. All this time, all my life, I've been eating honey without spinning it. Remember to spin your honey.
Some beehives deliver fully made honeycomb to the factory as an offering to spare their habitats. This offering, while convenient, is never enough. A hot press machine turns the honeycomb into sugar wafers.
Yummy. That looks so delicious.
The beeswax lining of the honeycomb will go on to be used as optical illusions you will find on clickbait websites. Sometimes, if the manufacturer cannot meet market demand, high fructose corn syrup will be shipped in, bottled, and sold under the same label.
Again, corn syrup.
Finally, the honey is siphoned into jars, which are transported to your local supermarket, who painstakingly transport all the honey by hand into those tiny little plastic bear containers.
There's so much of it, wow. How do you make horses?
Displaying a life-size horse makes a galloping statement at a farm, racetrack, or a Western-themed venue. Some horse owners even commission a replica of their favorite animal.
So it's just replica horses? Surely they are just as majestic as real ones. Let's see if that's true.
A life-size horse can be an attraction, but before the horse as we know it 55 million years ago was an animal known as the Hyracotherium, as seen here. The Hyracotherium evolved into the modern horse over millions of years, adapting to predators, competitors, and environmental conditions, in a process similar to the one shown here. Around 5,000 years ago, humans began to domesticate horses so they could ride them for transportation, which began the formulation of horse-centered human cultures, like
This episode seems eerily normal. It's been a while. So far, it's not as unhinged as what I've seen up until now.
this one shown here.
That just looks like it's full of hair. I don't like that.
Soon, horses became the norm for transportation, leading to the invention of horse accessories, such as stirrups, saddles, and chariots, all of which are being made in this factory, as seen here. Horses were then selectively bred for characteristics such as maneuverability, speed, gentleness, and strength, leading to more than 300 breeds existing today.
Again, that's way too normal. Why are you giving me actual information?
Of which can be seen here. Workhorse use dropped dramatically after the invention of the steam engine, which could perform the same tasks at a much quicker and more efficient pace. Even still, engine power is measured in horsepower, a testament
Okay, that's
to
true.
the horse's widespread use. This typical engine here has about 120 horsepower. Horses also have their use as raw materials, with a horse's meat, hide, bones, and hooves all being used in hundreds of different products.
Okay. This episode is way too normal. Is this one of the first episodes? Or I don't understand because... Or this is not actually Huggbees. This is This is an imitator.
which you can learn about if you remember to subscribe to this channel. The steps to do so are demonstrated here. Finally, after all of this, the horse is made.
You didn't really explain much of the process. You were just talking about the history of horses.
Oh, wait, those aren't real horses. Fuck, never mind.
I was wondering what. What is all of this about? Why is he talking about normal horses? Okay. This entire episode. Okay, yeah. That was very smart, I admit.
It's hard not to wax philosophical about crayons. The average North American kid uses 730 of them by the age of 10. An American chemical
Really?
company invented crayons in 1903. It took the basic wax crayon it already made for marking crates and barrels and came up with a non-toxic version. Yellow-orange crayons are made from a variety of waxes, primarily paraffin, which is ideal because paraffin itself is already yellow-orange. If new colors of crayons are invented, then this will be a problem. The wax is melted until it goes from looking kind of buttery to straight up unappetizing.
Oh yeah,
Then,
that's
a
no longer
secret
so
powder is added to the crayon as we question the competency of rose art, because here we are showing their supposedly secret powder to our cameras. Yellow and red are blended into the wax, creating the perfect blend for yellow-orange crayons. These colors here will never be crayons, so they have been censored to maintain your viewing enjoyment.
Thank you. That's very thoughtful of you.
The wax is blended until it solidifies and is pumped into a device called a crayonatizer.
I don't think
It
that's quite
injects
the
the
name.
wax into crayon-shaped molds and douses them with water to harden the wax. We lost the footage of this segment, so please enjoy this footage of Mars.
Oh wow, that's delicious. Can you put it in my hot dog?
Oh my god, they're destroying Mars. Those animals. The machine carefully and delicately vomits the crayons onto a conveyor belt. One by one, they file into the grooves of the world's coolest gun, the X-12 Mega Revolver.
Let's
This
go!
is the same gun that was used to assassinate Presidents James Garfield and William McKinley at the same time.
Let's go!
The gun's action is coincidentally perfect for adhering the labels to the crayons. The crayons goose-step their way across the assembly line, fall onto a conveyor belt, and land in a box.
This looks hypnotizing. I love it. I could fall asleep to this. Hey, that crayon is stuck.
Workers
Hey, that...
sort the yellow-orange crayons and unrelated colored wax failures into their respective hoppers. The yellow-orange crayons are sorted into their respective boxes, while the non-crayon related colored wax is sorted, so that the nearby recycling center will have an easier time throwing it away. Crayons are typically shipped in boxes with missing children's pictures on them.
No.
So far, this effort has found 0 missing children.
Of course it did. Who would think... Never mind.
Throughout the ages, men have used condoms made out of an amazing variety of materials, from simple cloth and oil paper to tortoise shells and animal horns. But don't ask me how.
I was gonna
Anyway,
ask how.
thankfully today, we can stay safe without having to don dead animal parts.
Thankfully.
The rubber condom was invented in the mid-19th century. Today, most are made out of natural latex rubber, which is strong, thin, and more aggressive. The condom factory begins with the world's largest chainsaw, which transfers glass condom molds across the assembly line. The molds are first doused with lube and then battered continuously with a spinning brush to help simulate the textures of a human vagina.
No, that's not why they're... I feel so uncomfortable watching this.
The molds then move to a separate station, where they're dipped in an aftermath tank to get them used to the sensation of being used.
Stop.
The insides of the molds are also filled up, to get a reverse perspective on how things feel post-coitus.
I'm so done with this episode already. I'm like not even halfway in. And this is unhinged.
These molds here are deluxe models, which can fit up to 5 penises.
No.
The condoms go through an oven for about 10 to 12 minutes. When they come out, the latex is cured, but full of civil disobedience. A quick blast from a fire hose keeps them in line. The residue from this public outcry is later sold as cottage cheese. And because we're short on stock footage, we filled this industrial dryer with some milk.
Okay.
Meanwhile, back at the lab, scientists continue to engineer harder, better, faster, and stronger condoms.
Seriously, they're... Yeah, 10 out of 10 reference over here. I love it. Anyway.
Which is this one trying to obtain super strength.
Guys, check out the stretch on this thing. Never say it's too small.
Or these condoms, trying to obtain flight. Wait, I'm sorry, this is actually the condoms with really bizarre fetishes.
No. Oh my days,
Then
I did
there's
not
the
know
water
they can...
leakage test, because most human males have ejaculation volumes comparable to horses.
I get that all of these tests are supposed to see like how strong they are. But come on, there's no way somebody can fill that up. Now I'm reminded of that really old condom challenge a few years ago. Maybe many years ago, I don't remember. Damn. Still, don't... Like I said, never say it's too small, boys. It's good.
Condoms are also great for arts and crafts. Nearly every single condom this factory makes is eventually chosen at random to be slaughtered in an effort to prove that God has abandoned us. The condoms that survive are tested on robots before being shipped out, because as you can see, robot sex is very kinky.
Nothing.
The condoms are then flushed for quality assurance and arrive at the packaging station, where they're inserted into boxes. But you wouldn't know anything about that, would you? Talk about raising the bar. The widespread use of soap has elevated our standards. Soap fights grime, and it battles dangerous pathogens. It makes the world a more hygienic place. So you could say, this product's reputation is squeaky clean.
I knew he was gonna say that. I knew he was gonna say that. And he said it. I'm not even baffled. I'm just disappointed. Come with a more smart joke, please.
Soap bars come in a variety of flavors, from toxic to non-toxic, and are one of the world's most popular luxury items. It all starts in an active volcano, where a pipe has been installed to pour clear Gatorade into the molten lava, increasing its
That's not.
electrolyte levels. Once the lava is fully supercharged, it's shipped off to the wonderful peaks of Aspen, Colorado, where it is cooled and chemical reactions turn it into soap. The soap is money shot all over a big metal roll where it quickly solidifies and is cut into ribbons by a large industrial blade.
That looks like a waterfall. It looks lovely, but also, what in the world?
The ribbons plunge into a hopper, where an auger moves the sauerkraut, the soap, down a
Yeah, soap, sure.
chute. Hey Steve, I think we gotta do another one. I said sauerkraut again.
Again?
The soap ribbons fall through a chute, tasting a bit of sweet, sweet freedom before immediately being pulverized by two industrial rollers. This squash soap product is cut by another steel blade, creating denser soap ribbons. Exciting!
Yeah, very exciting.
The
It still
soap
all
is
ends up
pushed
in the
by
same
yet
place.
another auger, and is pushed through an extruder called a noodle plate, which forms it into soap noodles. Don't worry, folks, only about 17 more augers and shapes to go before we actually have some soap bars.
Okay.
The soap
I was gonna ask, like, how do any of these shapes have anything to do with the soap that results at the end? Can't you just, like, grounding a... never mind.
noodles are poured into an industry standard skee ball hole, which dumps them into a mixer. Workers add concentrated soap to help clean the soap.
Isn't the soap already clean? That's... the soap... no, actually, the soap is supposed to clean. No? No? Just me? Okay.
Terrifying steel blades stir up the soap to get consistent coloring. More Gatorade is eventually added to the soap as it's probably dying of thirst by now.
The soap is just thirsty.
When the soap is ready, a trapdoor opens to reveal, surprise, another goddamn noodle plate.
But now the soap is even darker.
The soap is formed into individual bricks where it moves on to the next stage. A mechanical arm pushes the soap bars through an oval plate, because just like in real life, sometimes you've got to force a square peg into a round hole.
No.
I hope your promotion was worth it, Janet.
Janet?
Steel plates shape, stamp, and sort the soap cylinders, shipping their supple, slippery, soft bodies to be sensationally sent skyward.
How many S words do you know?
See? The oval soap bars are wrapped, sealed, and boxed, and yet no matter how many you buy, you'll never be clean.
Of my sins, maybe. I just realized how scary this episode probably is for the majority of people who are on the internet. I'm really sorry for the jump scare, guys. I promise next time I will check if there is a soap episode, okay? If the next episode is about grass, I'm gonna skip it.
To make ice cream,
Just a moment. There we go.
cream treats, you first have to make the ice cream. It all begins with liquid ice. The factory stores it in refrigerated silos set just a few degrees above freezing.
Liquid ice.
The silos feed a high-speed mixer, which combines the ice with its other primary ingredient, dried cream. The only other ingredient is sugar. This much sugar is the amount used for just one ice cream.
Oh, and here I was thinking it's just for half the ice cream. But okay.
After about 3 minutes of mixing, this batch has been deemed a failure and is sealed away for eternity, protecting all of mankind. This worker here has a death wish. Successful batches of ice cream are heated and stirred to kill bacteria until they become roughly 70% sanitized.
I don't think Yeah, ice cream only needs to be 70% sanitized. It's scientifically proven. So this factory is doing it right.
Indicating they're now fit for human consumption.
Actually, no, it's 70.4. You have disappointed me.
Concentrated vanilla flavoring is added. The concoction is chilled, whipped for about 15 seconds, and the finished product is lovingly dumped onto our big metal slab because our production crew was too stupid to remember to get a bowl. Ice cream sandwich wafers are made out of chocolate cake ingredients and were originally meant to be an edible stand-in for playing cards. Thanks to this design, the ice cream is placed between wafers using a shuffling machine, which, once decommissioned, will be integrated into the back room of many Las Vegas casinos.
That explains so much. Okay, but that looks so delicious.
The sandwiches move on to be wrapped, but first they delicately scrape bits from an incredibly rusty and unclean packaging machine, enhancing their flavor.
I just realized all that food is touching all that machinery. I think I'm good with ice cream sandwiches for a while.
Finally, you may be surprised to hear this, but the ice cream sandwiches are loaded into boxes.
Wow.
On another line, ice cream cone production is underway.
Oh.
A feeder drops pre-wrapped sugar cones into a holder on a conveyor belt. Hot grease is added to the inside of the cone to help lubricate the ice cream once it makes it to the entrance. Next, nozzles squirt out the ice cream. Half the production line receives chocolate ice cream, and the other half receives Elmer's glue.
I get it, so you can play Russian roulette with ice cream. Half of it is delicious, the other half is chocolate.
The fun is finding out which flavor you get.
Yeah, exactly.
Now for the most arousing part of the production line.
What?
An injection of hot liquid caramel.
Oh, wow. All of this series has made me really crave some caramel.
I stand corrected. The actual most arousing part of the production is the chocolate-flavored liquid topping squirter. Then the finishing touch, the mystery ingredient, sponsored by Purina.
No! If I'm eating Purina products, I think this ice cream is better for my cat, if that's the case. Wait, can cats eat ice cream? Better not to test it. Please don't test it.
Gold is the softest and most malleable metal. It can be pressed extremely thin, crafted into various shapes, even drawn out to form a fine wire, and all without breaking. Gold isn't affected by water or oxygen as many metals are, so it doesn't rust or tarnish either. Gold is actually a nickname for an element known as Buffer. This here is Buffer deposit number 212. Buffer is mined out of what are called lode deposits, or vein deposits, concentrations of Buffer and other metals in the cracks of rocks. Gold requires hard rock blasting, which is the process of removing gold-bearing rock, called ore, from the earth by drilling and blasting. This is all done, of course, in a mine! In the mine, workers drill air holes for explosives, with what's called a drill that makes air holes for explosives machine drill.
Is that actually the name of the machine? That's fantastic. I love it.
Here's a sample of some ore taken from a gold mine. This ore's flavor is cookies and cream.
Flavor? You tasted it? I would too. It looks like cookies and cream. Let's eat it. Yum 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 yum.
The company collects these samples by drilling deep into the rock. An expert geologist is routinely called in to inspect them. After hours of study, he can safely conclude that this is a rock.
Wow, I'm amazed at the skills someone can gain by studying all these years to become a geologist, so they can inspect a material and conclude such a fantastic conclusion.
This is a map of everywhere in the world gold has been discovered. Unfortunately, according to this map, New Zealand still exists. Workers are quick to point this out, taunting the viewers. Down below in the mine, workers use a machine called a mucker to move rocks and recreate their favorite episodes of Neon Genesis Evangelion.
I have heard of that anime. Should I watch it? I know it has like a really cool intro. No? Okay.
Through this, the rocks are loaded and transported topside. Back at the mill, the rock stock rocks and knocks around the clock till it looks like chalk, chock full of flocks of blocks.
Is that even gold anymore?
Chemicals lock into the dock, pulping the rock into schlock.
What is all of this?
Back at the mill, the rock stock rocks and knocks around the clock till it looks like chalk, chock full of flocks of blocks. Chemicals lock into the dock, pulping the rock into schlock.
Yeah.
To turn this pulp into gold, you need a specific chemical cocktail. Pasteurized earth, powdered fire,
Yeah.
dried water,
What?
concentrated wind, and of course, sodium nitrate. This mix, called 10-lap Niet Pack, helps cleanse the gold of any looters and polluters when it's being smelted. A blind man is put in charge of watching the smelting process, since his eyesight will not be damaged by the intense flames.
But how are they watching it?
The smelter is rotated to keep any would-be thieves at bay. Sometimes some liquid gold is poured out for any workers who are feeling thirsty.
Delicious. Let me eat the gold.
After cooling slightly, the gold is dumped into bar-shaped molds, and the fire rages out of control. This concoction seen here is known as deadly pudding, and takes roughly 5 hours to fully cool into a solid gold bar.
Wow. It really looks like those magma cubes from... Not magma. I forgot the name. From Minecraft. Don't ask me why I compare everything to Minecraft, okay?
You know the gold is 99% pure when it weighs more than a set of gold weights.
But
Aquariums have been around for hundreds of years. Even now, having a body of water in a glass box seems like magic. The most common aquarium fish is the goldfish, domesticated in China more than 1,000 years ago.
aww, I want to fish now.
Goldfish are a type of carp known for their love of crowded, compact, and bare environments. They tend to be silver or gray in color, but will sometimes turn gold if they are sick, hence the name goldfish.
Oh, look at the baby.
Like all fish, goldfish start their lives as eggs, but only strong goldfish are sold to the public. Goldfish are squeezed by workers shortly after hatching to determine their strength. A weak goldfish will not be able to resist, and their guts will pop out, killing them instantly.
Poor babies.
Meanwhile, the strong goldfish
think
are
they're
forced
just
to
checking
mate with
the-
each other,
the-
helping to breed stronger and stronger goldfish. The fertilized
The
eggs are
gender.
placed into separate containers.
Wait, I got distracted by what's happening on screen.
Meanwhile, the strong goldfish are forced to mate with each other, helping to breed stronger and stronger goldfish. The fertilized eggs are placed into separate containers. A muscular bodybuilder blows carbon dioxide into the fish egg containers off camera, helping them to grow up big and strong like he is. A week later, the eggs hatch and try to impregnate the first thing they see.
Average life of a fish. Yeah, no, just about. Well, not everything on this planet, but come on, that's just the instinct. I would too. I mean, what?
The hatchlings are called fry, and not all of them are the typical gold color. Even after centuries of breeding, fish breeders have yet to produce a completely gold fish. Those dumbasses. As the fry increase in size, they're taken on a trip to a fish water park.
Whee!
The fish are then carefully and delicately sorted by size for retail. The fish are transferred to a plastic bag for transportation. A worker adds helium to the bag so it will float away to its destination. At the factory,
Why does that look so brutal? Is it just me?
bag so it will
I don't
float
like
away
that.
to its destination. At the factory, workers check to make sure the fish are happy. Unhappy fish are sometimes provided a shot of rum to calm their surly tempers.
Hey, I also want to get something if I am feeling sad.
If the
Give me some
goldfish
rum.
drink enough rum, they eventually metamorphosize into koi, which are a larger, equally Asian type of fish.
Guys, remember, if you drink too much rum, you will become Asian. Hey, can I get some rum? Oh.
A worker isolates a group of koi with a tiny net. The tiny net is surefire. A tiny net is a death sentence. It is a net and it's tiny.
Wow. Oh, they're so pretty.
It's time to prepare the goldfish for sorting. But first, the workers must be compensated. They're given their pick of the litter for a fine bowl of goldfish soup, and then the rest are shipped off to the market.
No.
To help prepare the fish for travel, they're dipped in a green solution and then rinsed. The green solution contains a chemical to help reduce stress during transport. Okay guys, off the record, that green stuff is totally liquid weed. But don't tell the Science Channel or they'll cut our funding again.
That explains why it calms down the fish. Okay.
Next, a worker adds oxygen to the bag, so the fish have plenty to breathe during shipping. Then, another worker squeezes some air out of the bag because this factory is entirely mismanaged. Finally, the fish are jammed into a styrofoam box, which helps insulate their screams of terror once the cannabis wears off.
Just add more to their water if that's the case, right? Right? Okay, that's the end. I think I'm going to end this stream right here because I have other stuff to do besides streaming today. But yeah. I'm gonna end the stream right here and see you next Saturday, I guess. I promise to do something more interesting. Bye bye.